Good morning students. Today we will discuss the topic government budget deficit. Okay. So what is budget and types of budget that we have already discussed, capital budget and revenue budget. In that, capital receipts and revenue receipts, capital expenditure and revenue expenditure, all these we have already discussed in our earlier videos. So we will discuss the budget deficit. What is budget deficit? Budget deficit is also called government deficit. It is refers to a situation when budget expenditure of the government are greater than government revenue. Means whatever government income is receiving from the taxation, public, and that is less than government budget. Means government expenditure. It means that what are government expenditure? That government expenditure on the public, providing public facilities like making road, dams, health, education, all these facilities. So budget deficit means we have discussed that budget. First is budget balance. It means government expenditure is equal to government revenue. Government revenue. Both are equal. And budget deficit means government expenditure is greater than government revenue. Government revenue. And budget surplus means government expenditure are less than government revenue. Okay. The first is government expenditure is equal to government revenue, means we have balanced budget. Then second type is government budget deficit, means government expenditure are greater than government revenue. The third is budget surplus, means we have surplus. It means we have more revenue compared to expenditure. Okay, means government expenditure are less compared to government revenue. For example, if you have 100 rupees, this is your income. Okay. So if your expenditure is 50 and your income is 100, it means you have surplus money. Okay. If your income is 50 and your expenditure are 100, and your income is 50, it means you have budget deficit, means because your income is less than your expenditure are greater than income. If you have 50 income and 50 expenditure, then you have balanced budget. Okay, balanced budget. So we have three type of budget. That budget deficit, that is revenue deficit, fiscal deficit, and primary deficit. We have three type of budget deficit. The first is revenue deficit. Okay. The second is fiscal deficit. The third is primary deficit. So revenue deficit is related to government revenue expenditure and revenue receipts. Okay. So what are government revenue expenditure and revenue receipts? We have discussed. What is government receipts? That government receives through tax and non-tax, means tax on income tax, excise tax, gift tax, non-tax revenue, that is fees, fine. Fine means if we break any law that is made by the government, then we have to pay fine. Fees means if we want to make our death and that birth certificate, want registration of land, then we have to pay some fees to the government department. So that is fees, that is non-tax revenue. So in revenue, we can say revenue receipts we include tax and non-tax revenue of the government, and revenue expenditure means the expenditure done by the government on the road, dam, providing health facilities, etc. So if government revenue expenditure is greater than revenue receipts, then there is deficit, revenue deficit. This is called revenue deficit. What is revenue deficit? When government revenue expenditure is more than revenue receipts. It means government is doing more expenditure than government is receiving income from the tax and non-tax. Okay. So this is called revenue deficit. For example, if your income is less than your expenditure, then what you will do? Means your expenditure are more. For example, you have 150 expenditure that is greater than your income is 100. Okay. So what will you do? To fulfill your requirements, what you will do, either you will borrow money from somewhere else, or you will sell your property or something and you can take money. Expenditure is more than your income. What you will do to fulfill your requirements? First, if you will cut your expenditure. Second, you will borrow money from somewhere, okay, from, we can say, bank or from money lender, etc. Third, you will sell your property, sell your assets. Okay. So what the government do? When government revenue expenditure is more than revenue receipts, then what government do? Government also do the things in the same manner, that whatever we do. Government also, if government expenditure, revenue expenditure are more than revenue receipts, then government borrow money from RBI, or from public. Second, government do disinvestment. What it means? What is disinvestment? It means the government sell their property to the private or the individual person. Okay, it means the ownership is changed from the public to the private. Government, to compensate his budget, do disinvestment or borrow money. Borrow money means government can borrow money from the RBI or from the public enterprises. And the second, government do disinvestment. It means government sell their assets. Assets means he can sell their any company to the private individual, or government can sell shares. Means, for example, government purchase share of company like Maruti. Okay, Maruti. Then government sell shares of Maruti to the people or to the public, then there is a reduction in the assets of the government, and that is called disinvestment. Or government sell their public enterprises to the people or to the individual person, then that is disinvestment. Okay, so government recover deficit, revenue deficit, by doing disinvestment or by borrowing money from the RBI or from the public enterprises. Okay, the next fiscal deficit and primary deficit we will discuss in the next videos. Okay, so watch the video.